What's up, guys? We're back with another NFL video. Before I get started, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Guys, we're only 11 subscribers away from 350. Guys, we're on a road to grind up to 1K. Really need your help here. If you guys enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe, smash the like button. Really helps out the channel. But without further ado, guys, these are my top 10 NFL running backs. Now, before I get into it, I also want to say there are a couple guys here that I very strongly considered putting on here, but just didn't quite make the cut. Okay? Those guys are Chris Carson. I think he's a very, very good running back. I'm not sure Seattle is using him in the right way. I feel like Seattle's gotten very pass heavy, and it's kind of taken some opportunities from Chris Carson, in my opinion. So that's why he doesn't quite make the cut. As well as Austin Eckler. As you can see on the thumbnail, I'm pretty high on Austin Eckler. I think he's going to be a really good running back. But I think these 10 guys are just a little better, and I don't think Austin Eckler is going to quite be top 10. But let's go ahead and jump into my top 10 running backs, and starting with David Montgomery for the Bears. This guy is extremely underrated in my opinion. In my opinion, the Bears really didn't utilize him the way they should, but he still, I want to say he led the league in missed tackles. He's really shifty. He knows how to run through people. I feel like he's going to develop his receiving ability as well, and I think he's going to become a much more complete back in 2021, especially with Justin Fields. That offense could be a lot more creative now, and I think it's going to be really exciting. I think David Montgomery could be in for a really big year in 2021. At number 9, this is going to shock a lot of people, I have Jonathan Taylor, okay? Jonathan Taylor, I debated not quite putting him on the list because last year he was kind of a borderline top 10 running back. We're not sure if he really showed quite enough to really be put into the top 10 this soon, but his last few games of the season last year were just simply dominant. If I'm being completely honest here, he reminded me a lot of a healthy Saquon Barkley. I mean, he can catch, he can juke people out, he can run through people. Like, he can do it all. He's a very, very good running back. Again, reminds me a lot of Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps up even higher this year. I mean, there's a few guys on this list I could see him jumping this year. I'm really excited to watch Jonathan Taylor this year. At number 8, I have Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke, despite his big fumbling issues in 2020, he still put up a pretty good season, especially considering the Cowboys didn't have Dak Prescott, so teams were able to stack the box more and focus on Ezekiel Elliott more. With Dak Prescott back, Zeke should both get more targets, and I expect his yards per carry to go up in 2021. Because teams are going to have to account for guys like CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, even Tony Pollard. And now that Dak Prescott's back, those guys are a lot more of receiving threats. So Zeke should be able to get some more going in the run game this year. Number 7, I have Aaron Jones. We all know Aaron Jones. He's another very, very complete running back. I mean, this guy also can do it all. He's not quite as much of a, run through you type of running back as, say Jonathan Taylor or Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry, but he can juke you out. He's great at catching passes out of the backfield. I feel like he's been a pretty underrated running back for quite a while. I mean, even in 2018, in his limited play time, he put up some really good numbers. I expect that to continue in 2021. Number 6, I have Saquon Barkley. Now, Saquon Barkley is another guy I strongly believe in. I think he could honestly put up 1,200 rushing yards and, heck, honestly, 700 or 800 receiving yards as well, and just put up a really dominant season for the Giants this year. The only concern is his health. We haven't really seen a full healthy season from him since 2018 when he was dominant. So our question is, can he still dominate like that? Can he still take over games like he did in 2018? That's left to be seen. But I could very well see him rise up this list, and when healthy, I think he can be a top 3 running back. I really do. So I'm also excited to see him. Number 5, I have Nick Chubb. Now, Nick Chubb isn't quite as much of a do-it-all running back, but he is a bruiser. He can run right through you. I want to say he's averaged at least 5 yards a carry every season since 2018. He's completely dominant, and this is while splitting reps with Kareem Hunt. I mean, Kareem Hunt is also a very, very good running back. I mean, Nick Chubb is putting up over 1,000-yard seasons, because in 2020, Nick Chubb only played 12 games, and he put up over 1,000 rushing yards, and I want to say 12 rushing touchdowns. Don't quote me on the number, but I think it's around that. He's just really, really dominant. And, I mean, if he plays all 16 games this year, watch out. I could see him putting up, honestly, all 17 games, not 16. If he plays all 17 games, I could see him putting up, honestly, 1,500 rushing yards and 17, 18 touchdowns. I mean, he's so dominant. He can run through anybody. And his speed is very underrated. You know, if he finds a hole and, you know, doesn't get tackled in the front 7, he's gone. It's a touchdown. He doesn't get outran by guys. So, jumping to number 4, I also strongly considered having Alvin Kamara in the top 3. I mean, Alvin Kamara, there's not many guys in the league that can do what he does. In my opinion, the only guys that are really, you know, that might be able to do what he does is Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Saquon Barkley. Those are the only guys that are as complete as him. Kamara is extremely explosive, extremely shifty. He's big and powerful enough that he can run through you if needed, and he has a very dominant offensive line to help him with that. In a year that, I'll be honest here, I'm not real big on, they just recently signed Devontae Freeman. I'm not real big on that, and I'm also not a big fan of Latavius Murray. I expect Alvin Kamara to get a really good majority of the touches this year, and I think he'll put up his first 1,000-yard rushing season ever, along with another 800 or 900 receiving, especially with Michael Thomas out the first couple weeks. So this is going to be exciting to watch Alvin Kamara. Number 3, I have Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, in my mind, is the most explosive running back in the league. When Dalvin Cook sees a hole and can get through it, he bursts through it, and it can be a touchdown every time. He is so quick at the line of scrimmage. Like, you give him even a little bit of a gap to run through, and he's exploding through that and is already to the safeties before you know it. He's extremely quick, extremely fast. He can take hits too. Like, he's not a one-hit, take him down type of running back. You know, you've got to pile guys on him and stack the box to slow him down. Number 2, okay, here's where I'm going to get a lot of slack, okay? Derrick Henry is my number 2. In my mind, guys, I'll be honest here. I have Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry as my running back 1A and 1B, okay? I don't really see a clear-cut number 1 between them. I think they're the best running backs in the league. They just do different things, okay? They just do different things. Derrick Henry, he's the best pure runner in the NFL, without a doubt, okay? Obviously rushed for over 2,000 rushing yards last year. With 17 games this year, he could very well do it again. The thing is, he doesn't really do much receiving-wise. You know, you compare roughly 20 receptions to Christian McCaffrey's 116 receptions for over 1,000 yards. That's a big difference. You know, so total production, these guys are very, very similar. But Derrick Henry is a much more, is a much better pure runner, and Christian McCaffrey, you know, not quite as good of a pure runner, but still very dominant in that game. And in my mind, I think is the best receiving back in the league. So again, guys, this isn't to say McCaffrey's miles above Derrick Henry by any means. Again, I think they're 1A and 1B. I just think in terms of being a complete running back, I would take Christian McCaffrey there. But guys, let me know your opinion on this list. Let me know your top 10 running backs. Again, guys, we're only 11 subscribers away from 350. If you could smash that like button and subscribe, it'll really help out the channel. You know, really helps out a lot. So make sure to do that, and I will see you next time. Later.